On the Lions. Kelsey watching, who knows what his...
Well, that looks like a man filled with emotion right now.
Sure does. Jeff Stoutland, his beloved offensive line coach.
The Bucs scored in tonight's game, which means you scored 3 free chicken tenders with the purchase of a combo meal at BBQ. Just use the code BUCS during your online or by BBQ afterwards. The Bucs offense delivered tonight, so you can score a free Busch Gardens ticket. Fans, if you experience car trouble after walking through the vehicle tonight, there's a really
What's up, baby? We get one more week of football. Let's go! What's up, baby? Devonta David checking in, man. One down, a lot more to go. Get back to the drawing board. Get ready to go to Detroit next week, baby. Let's go. Go Bucks.
What's up, guys? Here after the wild card game. Great team win. All the Bucs fans, we'll see you guys next week up in Detroit.
So the season is over, and I will tell you, this is a very frustrating loss. The end of this season has been very difficult pill to swallow. Now I know we'll be back sooner than later, but obviously next year. Congratulations to the Bucs. They wanted it more. They deserved it more, because we did not come to play today. And that is very, very frustrating. But I'm always going to stand by my team, win or lose. And that season's over, doesn't matter. I'll be back next year, and so will my team. Go Birds! Yeah!
Yeah, I don't think, I think for us this year, I just don't think we've played well enough. We play well enough, and the identity, the consistency, the execution for us, the turnovers, everything, all of those come into play when you're talking about having an opportunity to win championships. And it's something that something we have to be able to learn from. Something we have to be able to learn from.
There was an ESPN report that you weren't happy with the identity of the offense over the last few months of the season. Can you confirm that and give a little more explanation as to why that is?
I think just where we are as a team. We've had a ton of opportunities to do great things, and we haven't taken advantage of them. And I've talked about the ownership of that, and me taking ownership for the things that I can control, and challenging everyone to take ownership for the things that they can't control. And for us to put the output that we want on the field, obviously have the results that we want, and have the opportunities we want, it takes consistency in that. There's no point to identity, no more than execution. The reality is we have to be better, and that starts with me. And so,
On On the safety, what happened on that play?
I mean, got held up in the pocket. Trying to make a play outside the pocket and make a throw down the field and move the chains. And ended up getting it up late. Guess I didn't pass the line of scrimmage, so it's a safety. I have to watch the film to see what actually happened.
What ways did the finger impact your performance?
I told you guys it was something coming into it. There's no excuse for the inability to do, not to do what we wanted to do out there on the field and the consistency we wanted. So was it an issue? Yeah, I said that long ago. But obviously it's just about the results, and we didn't get the results we want. But, when you look at the result and say, what it is, it's about really the process and what you go about it. And so, that's just a huge self-reflection in that for everyone, and just a huge self-reflection in that for everyone.
Offense, a lot of players.
You've been through a lot of different things, career, college, pros. How would you describe what you went through this year, personally and as a team?
It's definitely been a journey, and every year has presented different joys and different challenges. And I feel like I've been able to use those things to betterment myself and better the people around me. And so, there's been a lot of ups, there's been a lot of downs, there's been a lot of challenges, there's been a lot of joys this year. There's been a lot of great moments. And all of those moments, just using them to better yourself as an individual, first and foremost, and then how can you help your team? How can you help the man next to you? And so, as things change and as things evolve, it's about, the thing that you can control and investing yourself into the team and doing what you, need to do to help the team. And so I'm very appreciative of this group. I'm very appreciative of everything that we've been through and fought through, the games that we came back from. Obviously we took a turn there this year and, things didn't end the way we wanted. But it's simply not our turn. It's not our turn. We got a taste of it last year, winning the conference championship and having an opportunity to play in the Super Bowl, and it wasn't our turn then, right? And we had this year go the way it went this year. Talked about the standard a lot, talked about doing those things, but the standard changes from year to year because it's a whole different team, and that's one thing that I've learned, and that's one thing that I will continue to mature on and continue to learn. You learn different things, but I think that's the reality of it, and I think different years require different versions of a person, and I'll just continue to learn to be the best leader I can be for this team.
My decision making on fourth down as far as what I think and when I think it. But that's one I'm right there. I'm not considering going for it that particular time. We didn't get it. We punted. I didn't want to give them a short field after just one possession that they've had. So that's a little bit of the reasoning behind it.
At the beginning of the game, halftime, things had about 4 carries. What was the flow of the offense in the first half?
Yeah, we were just a little out of sync, obviously. We had the big play to Devonta. Besides that, we were just a little bit out of flow. That's always going to start with me. Wasn't good enough. Obviously, we're not putting them in good enough positions. And so, sometimes when you're in second and long and third and long, you're not continuing drives, it's easy to look at the stat sheet and say, they didn't run it enough. But, there's things that aren't being accounted for. You're in second and long. You're in third and long. There's nothing to say that you can't run it there, but it's going to be harder to pick up a first down in those scenarios. So whenever you're out of flow like that and not in sync like we were, it's going to be hard to get your carries when you're behind the sticks. And we had a 2-minute drive there as well. So, hey, listen, we need to be able to run it more. Obviously, we weren't able to today to get into a flow, and that's on me.
Those third and shorts
In the season.
Obviously, we were in a big slide, and anytime that's the case, I always look at myself first, and I didn't do a good enough job, and obviously we lost 5 of the last 6 and lost today, and it's almost like you couldn't get out of rut we couldn't get out the rut we're in, and that's all of us. We'll all have to look ourselves in the mirror and accept that, and just find answers, find solutions. But obviously, when you start 10-1, and then you get into what happened for us. Obviously, that the expectations were high. Expectations were even higher when we started off 10-1, and we fell into a skid. So I'll look at everything. I'll look at, obviously the play calling. I'll look at the, the scheme. I'll look at, practices. I'll look at everything that we're doing, because, I think that the past 2 years, did some things. We got hot a little bit at the end, and then this year wasn't that case. So anytime that's the case, you're going to look for answers in those scenarios, because it's not always the answer isn't always like, okay, we finished hot last year, lost our last game. Do the same thing. You be able to adjust. We did some adjusting to things, but we'll look at everything.
You're looking at everything. Does that include potentially changing coordinator, especially on the defensive side?
Yeah, I mean that's a little premature to talk through that. Everybody in that locker room's hurting right now. Coaches, players, staff, everybody in that locker room's hurting, and my job right now is to be there for them, be there for the guys. We'll get into all that. I'm not there yet, but yeah, we're hurting right now. It's tough to go out, the way we did this. Hats off to the Bucs. They had a good game plan. They did a good job. But my mind right now is not there. I got a lot of time to think about that. My mind right now is on the locker room, the guys, the coaches, all those things.
Nick, how do you think you guys did against the Blitz?
I'm sorry to be blunt, Nick, but are you concerned at all about your job?
Like I just said like I just said over here, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about the guys. Again, there's a lot of guys in that locker room, all the guys in that locker room, every single one of them that put their heart and soul into this. I'm not worried about me. I'm not worried. I'm as the head coach, I'm just trying to be there for our guys and our staff right now, through a tough time. Obviously.